Hello and welcome, fellow digital soldiers, to True Reporting. It is the 28th of October, and on today's podcast, a huge weekend. I know a lot of people have already covered it, but Baghdadi, one of the highest ranking ISIS leaders out there, has been shot and killed. We all know this. We saw the president take action. He died cowardly like a dog. I'm referencing Baghdadi. That's what I believe its name is pronounced. We're also going to cover some stuff about the fires out west. Very strange, guys. Still no utility power shutoffs for Del Norte County. I believe that they're going to spread these further out. These blackouts are going to happen quicker and quicker. Also, coming from To Run the Race, an amazing thread that breaks down what took place, who's tied to ISIS, the breakdown of taking out one of the greatest, the biggest threats to America, one of the greatest ISIS leaders out there was taken down, which is wonderful. And we're going to break all that down here for you today. It's good to be back, guys. Sad news. The John McAfee interview looks like it's not going to happen. I have not heard back from them. I did not drop the ball, hoping that maybe they'll pull through this week. We're just going to have to wait and see and play it by ear. But with that being said, the news continues on, and so does True Reporting, so I'm here for you today. Before we get into today's podcast, my friends, would you please go ahead and welcome my sponsor, Noble Gold. Hey guys, I wanted to tell you about my sponsor, Noble Gold, and what they're offering for the month of October. As you can see, this beautiful Commander-in-Chief coin, with Trump having his hand over his heart with the American flag in the background on one side, and on the reverse side, his promise to America. This can be yours, guys, by going to TrumpCoin2020.com and typing in the promo code TRUreporting for $5 off today. So remember, go to TrumpCoin2020.com and type in the promo code TRUreporting for $5 off. Thanks, guys, and enjoy the podcast. All right, guys, it's good to have you aboard. Before we get into today's podcast, would you please go ahead and subscribe to True Reporting 2.0? All you have to do is go into the search bar on YouTube, type in True Reporting 2.0, and subscribe right then and there. Also, would you please go ahead and click the notification bell so when I post to this channel, you'll be the first to know. And finally, would you please go ahead and click the like button? The more likes that this video receives, the more times it is recommended to more viewers, thus more eyes on the truth. And with that being said, my friends, let's go ahead and hop into it. This is True Reporting. So again, still no utility power shutoffs for Del Norte County. Pacific Gas and Electric Company, PG&E, cut electricity to around 180,000 California customers on Thursday in its fifth public safety power shutoff since June. I love how they so coincidentally know when to know when these fires are going to take place, and they can predict the future, if you get my drift, wink, wink. Doing so was an effort to curtail the likelihood of wildfires given weather conditions that included high winds and in danger of sparking the dry wooded landscape. And those outages likely will not stop anytime soon. According to the company's chief executive, by Friday morning, PG&E had cut power to areas of Sonoma County, 75 miles north of San Francisco, where the Kincaid fire has burned 21,000 acres. Firefighters had the blaze only 5% contained, according to the San Francisco Chronicle. The National Weather Service is predicting extreme fire weather this weekend, hot temperatures, low humidity, and high winds. Meantime, the utility that covers Del Norte County, Pacific Power, said it would follow similar shutdown procedures if wildfire conditions rose here. Del Norte County currently has less of a threat of wildfires, but if necessary, Pacific Power most likely would follow PG&E's steps. Earlier in 2019, the company added a policy to its wildfire safety plan, stating it would cut power if the weather produced unsafe conditions, such as high winds and hot temperatures. Why am I reading this for you today? Because the blackout is spreading further and further down California. I don't know why they do this. I believe they're using DEW's direct energy weapons. I believe it's a fight between the white hats and the black hats. Obviously, probably the black hats are trying to destroy a lot of evidence, incriminating evidence that's out there, and they're using it with these weapons that spark these fires. And then the white hats are in there also trying to basically weed out these people. It's a battle back and forth. And what is really bad is that innocent people are caught in the midst of this and are losing all of their valuables, their home, their family members, so on and so forth. We'll get into some memes later on that will actually show pictures of how vast this fire is. But before we do that, I want to go ahead and hop into this Twitter thread from Running the Race. All right, guys, so please go out there. If you are on Twitter right now, don't forget to follow me on Twitter at TRUreporting, and definitely don't forget to follow at TRunTheRace. They put out incredible information, very good investigative journalists, so please give them a follow. They say here, thank you, President Trump, for keeping your promise to defeat ISIS. Let's take a look at the 17 drops that mention you-know-who, ISIS, and we'll add 14 drops below with excerpts. Please read the full drop for context. And we can see here the greatest president of all time is talking about how Baghdadi was killed. He was a coward. He ran into a dead-end tunnel and basically exploded himself like a piece of garbage. He is, absolutely. But it says here, Hussein could not and would not allow the military to destroy ISIS. Why? How was ISIS formed and when? How has POTUS made such progress in the short time he's been president? Where did the planes carrying the cash depart from and land? All land in the same location? How many planes? Why is this relevant? What does this have to do with North Korea, Saudi Arabia, and the Clinton Foundation? Cash donations? What does this have to do with ISIS? What does this have to do with slush funds? And I reiterate this time and time again, over and over, that these endless wars, this massive amount of death and sorrow is all for greed and cash. This is what they do. All of these charities out there, a vast number of them, are slush funds. I cannot reiterate that enough, guys. Make sure you know who you're donating to. Make sure you know where your money ends up, right? Exactly. Who funded ISIS? What email published by WikiLeaks connects Saudi Arabia, the Qatar, to ISIS? Was HRC connected? Why is this relevant? Why is controlling the narrative important? Do most people investigate for themselves or simply follow? They simply follow. But now, since 17 has occurred and has been out there, we are all doing our own investigative journalism. We are digging into the facts. We are bringing forth the truth. We are pushing the evil into the light and exposing it day by day. Who controls several agencies with the US and the EU and abroad? Why is the NSA so vital? Enormous scale of events currently ongoing. Why is Russia helping to kill ISIS? This is not easy to accept nor believe, because Russia is not the enemy. China is not the enemy. The deep state within these two countries, those are the enemies. The deep state worldwide, those are the enemies. It's not these specific countries per se. It's what has been installed in them, and it's worldwide, guys. But the Marines, this military operation, 17, Q+, this team is eradicating it faster and faster day by day. It's a beautiful thing to watch. We're seeing it take place in real time. Who are the Muslim Brotherhood? Who is Awan? Who is Umma? Who is Valerie Jarrett? Who created ISIS? Who controlled ISIS? What was the purpose of ISIS? Who is MS-13? Why were known MS-13 members released after capture? MS-13 is the Foot Clan of the deep state. They do its evil biddings. They are the lowest on the totem pole when it comes to these evil people. They basically do the dirty work. Who created it? Well, it's probably created by the Rothschilds, Rockefellers, controlled by Hussein. They were given weapons. You know, HRC had plenty of acknowledgement into this. She was a huge part of it. What was the purpose of it? To keep us over there, to make money. Slush funds, guys. This is what they do, to create negativity and sorrow throughout the collective consciousness. Beware of major FFs attempting this week. Know your surroundings. Change of the news cycle will be needed. Ability to attack limited. ISIS on life support. Tactics shift to threats and hostages to obtain rogue operations. Silence 187. So, exactly, my friends. So you see here, beware of major FFs. What do you think's taking place in California right now? What's covering up all of this is the fires. This is what they do. And also, I believe there's other reasons why there is a blaze in California. I believe they're destroying evidence. CNBC bomb airport. News credentials failed at the SEC. FF attempt. ISIS on life support. Clowns failed. The CA is everywhere, part of the deep state, obviously. The 16-year plan to destroy America, target and weaken conservative base. And it did, my friends. It really just put a damper. It put a huge backpedaling on this country for progressiveness, and the progressiveness in the right way. I'm not talking about a liberal agenda. I'm talking about the progression of humanity, right? Of morals, of love. This is what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about this liberal agenda of progression, but it did really slow down the rate in which this country was going. But we're picking up steam again. You know, we're back behind about 200 years, but I think we'll catch up and make up time quicker, sooner than later, to be honest. Open border, flood illegals, Dems win. ISIS, MS-13 fund and install fear, targeting removal, domestic assets. Absolutely. We have the MS-13 and ISIS funding and installing fear in the collective consciousness. This is all what they do. They push fear. That's our biggest problem, my friends, is fear. They install it into Americans worldwide. They take our guns away, and then we're hopeless. We depend on the government because they have it all. They control it all. They're pushing the narrative. Then we become further and further sleep. We will become lulled to sleep, my friends, and then we are their sheep for eternity. But that has not taken place because I believe God is in control, back in control. The good is winning. Those who cannot understand that we cannot simply start arresting without first ensuring the safety and well-being of the pop, shifting the narrative, removing those in D.C. through resignations to ensure success, defeating ISIS and MS-13 to prevent fail-safes, freezing assets. We've seen all of this take place. You know how many firings of these CEOs we've seen? They're still stepping down left and right. Just type in resignations of CEOs in the past month. There's dozens, my friends. And this is to ensure success. They're all resigning, defeating ISIS, MS-13 to prevent fail-safes. That's what this has already been done. We're throwing them out by the thousands. ISIS is 100% done. The caliphate's dead. All done by the white hats. From 17, from Q+, all of these people have really done damage to the deep state, and there's no running. There's no more running. This is all they have left. They are dying, my friends, literally dying. Why did Hussein protect ISIS? POTUS, ISIS focused and destroyed in 1 year versus Hussein's in 8 years versus George W. Bush? DC access sold out. They sold this country out. ISIS within the first year of his presidency, but Hussein could not throughout his entire term? What is JB's background? Why was the public sheltered? ISIS for so long. Why was Al-Q deemed the primary adversary versus ISIS? Because it's built that way. We all have always been watching a movie, and they just instill fear in us. This is all that there is. Plus, MS-13 and ISIS reinforcements for wet work. Really, that's what they're doing for killing. Reread drops, MS-13 linked to drops. And you can in this. I will leave this great thread in the description box below. And then it follows Lisa May Rally and a Representative Matt Gaetz. We can see here, breaking footage in Honduras giving cash to women and children to join the caravan and storm the U.S. border. Soros? Absolutely. This guy's worth billions and billions of dollars. I don't know if he's arrested. I don't know where the hell he is, but I know his son just had a nice party with Hussein over at his house and a lot of Democratic leaders. So obviously his son's doing fine, but no sign of Mr. Soros, the devil himself. Hussein, ISIS, JV team? Did ISIS form on Hussein's watch? Did Hussein take care of the business or allow to expand? How much time for POTUS to eradicate, destroy ISIS? Not very long at all. The American people are waking up to truth. What years did HRC serve as the Secretary of State? What years did ISIS expand? Ask these questions to your normie friends. Why was it that ISIS was flourishing, right? They were getting bigger and bigger. They were huge. And it was during this administration. It was during when HRC was Secretary of State. It was during when Hussein was the President of the United States. It all ties together. Ask yourself a simpler question, my friends. If brainwashed by ISIS terrorists, could this same woman be tasked and trained to carry out a terrorist act upon return? Why did ISIS launch a SM campaign designed to attract US, UK, and other foreign nationals to join their cause? Because they were paying them. I have instructed Secretary of State Mike Pompeo, and he fully agreed not to allow Hoda Mathana back into the country. My friends, this is what they do. They pay these people off to recruit. And it's sickly and it's sad, but it's ending right now, my friends. We are witnessing it in real time. Guys, let's right here. I want to do one more quick article. Then we're going to get into some meme warfare. This is coming from the Gateway Pundit. Just a flashback. Never forget, the ISIS terror leader, Baghdadi, was held at U.S. prison camp in Bucca in 2009 until Obama White House agreed to let him go. This is real. They let this man go because they're one and the same. You understand? They're painting a picture that future proves past. We know who's connected. We know who's working together. This is the deep state, my friends, and their tentacles are getting cut off. Real quick, guys, let's go ahead and hop into some meme warfare. All right, guys, so you can see from @Q76, please go ahead and follow them on Twitter. And now they've changed it. Somebody please tell me at the Washington Post, the internet is forever. And as you can see here, as it first came out, Baghdadi, austere religious scholar at the helm of the Islamic State, dies at 48. Then they retracted it. Abu Baghdadi, extremist leader of Islamic State, dies at 48. This is what they do. We know who owns the Washington Post. Come on, you got it. Come on, Jeff Bezos, right? $600 million they sold it to. The Washington Post is the enemy of the people. From 3 days and 3 nights, I've done many of their threads. In Trump's amazing press conference today about killing Baghdadi, he made a single statement that got my attention, and I'm paraphrasing, but Trump said, "We also grabbed computers and intel that will help us discover the origins of ISIS. How do you introduce evidence?" Remember what we just went through with that thread from Running the Race? We also grabbed evidence discovering the origins of ISIS. Who created it? We created it. We were the ones who created it. Obama and that administration created it. They're all in cahoots. George Soros, so on and so forth. They have the evidence. The NSA has all. They see all. They know all. From Joe M. at The Storm is Upon Us, please follow him. The President of the United States has just publicly accused former President Barack Obama of a capital crime. Now, 3 years into Trump's administration, a restored Justice Department is getting ready to release results of an investigation proving this fact. Be ready. #IG report. Treason, please. Got 'em. From Major Patriot, it says here, quote, "After the mission was accomplished, we took highly sensitive material and information from the raid, much having to do with ISIS, the origins, the future plans, things that we very much want. At Baghdadi, #Baghdadi." And this is from the Major Patriot again. And then we can see here Trump staring into the black dead doll eyes of Hussein. These are some pictures, my friends, of how bad this fire has gotten in California. Look at this, my friends. This is complete and utter chaos. Cut the power off. Got to cut it off. Why? It's completely fine outside. Oh, wait, there's a giant fire that just magically appeared out of nowhere, right? I wonder how that got started. I wonder what they need. Oh, federal funds? Not this time, you bums. You will soon learn that Obama's Iran deal was designed to support them in building a nuclear weapons program to threaten the West, with uranium smuggled by Clinton via the Uranium One deal. Do you understand what espionage is? Do you realize your highest government officials were actually spies working to threaten and harm us? They were creating these wars. They want death and destruction. They feed the beast. I tweeted this out today. They feed the beast, and you know who the beast is. This is not just a physical war, my friends. This is a spiritual war. These people are evil. They are demonic. They are possessed. I don't know where or how this takes place, but they've obviously sold their souls to a very dark entity. The NOAA satellites, it says here, from 22,000 miles in space, captures the thick smoke plume streaming from the massive Kincaid fire. Potentially historic fire weather conditions expected in northern Bay Area. Mother of God. Can you spot the difference? I'm sure you can. Osama was buried at sea with dignity in accordance with Muslim tradition. That was from Hussein himself, a Muslim. Then we see here from POTUS, Geodis, Abu Bakr died scared like a whimpering baby, running and crying like a coward before he detonated himself like the son of a bitch he is. And we can see here, the flood is coming. This is from a post from the 22nd of 2018, January. The flood is coming. Emails, videos, audio, pics, etc. FBI accidentally deletes text. No such agency accidentally releases IT. All. Shall we play a game? The game is in session. The game is 5D chess. Barack Obama is guilty of attempting to overthrow the U.S. government, unconstitutional surveillance on U.S. citizens to illegally sabotage political opposition, and crimes against humanity, both in the U.S. and foreign countries. Prepare your psyche for these facts to become known. Absolutely. Then we can see here from Tool. I wanted to share this with you if you're fans of them. Holy crap, just saw Tool's October 1st VIP pass. They ain't effing around this year. Hashtag Epstein, hashtag I'm with her. Look at this press pass. Jeff Epstein with a noose, I'm with her logo as DC watches on 2020. This is what they're showing us. They know what's up. Look at some of their lyrics too. Very esoterical, by the way. Illuminated Patriot Gamer Errors says here, ISIS's boss. ISIS's boss's boss. ISIS's boss's boss's boss. We see here Brennan. Then we see here the Rothschild family. ISIS's boss's 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 boss. This is the type of meme warfare we need to get out there. A special operations soldier was pictured wearing a 17 Punisher patch during the raid on the #1 ISIS leader al-Baghdadi, resulting in the terrorist's death. And after the mission was accomplished, we grabbed computers and intel that will help us discover the origins of ISIS. Never forget, this terrorist was deemed a serious threat and held at Camp Bucca in 2009 until Obama released him. Where we go one, we go all. Learn our communications. TikTok renegade. Nancy Pelosi and Adam Schiff are deeply implicated. And this is the picture we can see here. This dog was actually injured, but the dog is back to normal. And you can see right here the Punisher patch right here. I thought this said, 17 Anon, but I think it's the actual gentleman's name. But either way, a giant leader of a killing machine is dead thanks to patriots like this one. Here we go. Here's a close-up for you. As you can see here, the Punisher patch. I know that also represents the Marines, but still very cool. Then coming from Jack Posobiec, I know a lot of people don't really like this guy, but put out a pretty good tweet. Trump knew there was a 100% chance a DC crowd would boo him, but he went anyway because he knew how middle America would take a crowd of DC elites booing the man who just took out Baghdadi. And if you didn't see, I've tweeted it, a couple times today, how bad the Nationals, the Washington Nationals crowd booed the greatest president to walk on God's green earth. And it was in the middle of the swamp. It was in DC. Most of these tickets were a couple grand, so not your middle class people would be at participating in this game. And just like that, the Democrats do not like investigations anymore. Then we see Barr and Durham, so it is taking place. They do not like investigations, that's for sure. Something very big has just happened from real Donald Trump. This was from 2 days ago when they killed the ISIS leader. And then we could see here Obama crying, my legacy, ugh, bum. Then we see Obama right here looking through the keyhole, the peephole. Oh, don't worry. It's just an investigation, right? It's just Durham, and he's going to come in there and throw you in handcuffs because you're so guilty. You're panicking. All of you are. I really should have closed Gitmo. Shit. Yeah, you should have. You really should have, because you're a joke, and you're going to be spending the rest of eternity there if you don't off yourself beforehand. At Charlie Kirk 11, when you realize Pelosi and Schiff were just in Jordan trying to undermine Trump's Syria ceasefire, Dianne Feinstein repeatedly met with Iranian officials, John Kerry has tried to undermine Trump's Iran policy for 3 years, it makes sense why Trump kept Democrats in the dark. He was getting a lot of bad press for that, saying that he kept these people out of the loop. Because you know what's sad is because these leaders, these Democrat leaders, probably would have warned this ISIS leader, and they would have probably hidden him because they're all in cahoots. I guarantee you that's what it was. They kept him out of the loop on purpose. And as we can see here, to round off the podcast and the meme warfare, we see here a politician bringing an ISIS into Syria. We fire into ISIS. We destroy it. We take and collect the money as we push negativity out into the collective consciousness. Then we're done with that, moving on to the next city to cause more mayhem as we take out the ISIS preacher that we created on our own. It is a sick, sad world, my friends, but I can tell you this. Good is defeating evil finally, and we are back in business, guys. A booming economy, an amazing president. Our hopes and our admirations are high. We are pulling together as a nation, and the evil is dying out. My friends, if you found this informative and you enjoyed it, please subscribe to my channel. You can follow me on Twitter at TRUreporting, and don't forget to leave a like. You can donate to this channel and keep it afloat by going to my PayPal, my Patreon. We have a P.O. Box and True Reporting merch. Guys, tonight from 8 to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I will be putting out a live call-in show. We've been doing this very frequently, and it's been a lot of fun. So if you want to come join us, remember, 8 to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'll see you there, my friends. Enjoy the rest of your day. Take care. Bye-bye.